Aaron Smith, having been duly sworn, testified as follows. State your full name and correct spelling for the record, please. Aaron Smith, Aaron Smith. Good morning, Aaron. Can you please introduce yourself to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Tell them your name and where you are from. My name is Aaron Smith from Uptown New Orleans. All right, Aaron. How long did you live in Uptown New Orleans? My whole life. How old are you today? I'm 31. I'm 30. I'll be 31 next month. So your family is from Uptown New Orleans? Yes. Does your family have a particular business in New Orleans? Yes, we own a beauty salon uptown. Did you, before you were incarcerated, have opportunities to work for them at the beauty salon? Yes. What type of things would, or not at the beauty salon, but for the beauty salon, what type of things would you do for them? I would deliver hair products and stuff like that, sweep up, and just help out around the shop, but mainly delivering hair products. How far did you go in school? I finished the 12th grade. Did you do any college? No. I went to the military after school. Where did you go? What branch? I was in the Navy. How long were you in the Navy for? I was in the Navy for 2 years. Did you get an other than honorable discharge from the Navy? Yes. What was that for? That was for smoking marijuana. I'm sorry, when did you get discharged from the Navy? 2005. When you were discharged from the Navy, did you come back to New Orleans? Yes, I came back to New Orleans. Now, I want to go through your criminal history briefly. You have a 2008 accessory to second-degree murder from Orleans Parish? Yes. You have a 2009 possession of MDMA, which would be ecstasy? Yes. You have a 2012 aggravated flight out of Jefferson Parish? Yes. Then a 2013 possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and unauthorized entry into inhabited dwelling out of Orleans Parish? Yes. Then finally, you are currently serving a federal, you have been convicted federally, is that right? Yes, I have. You have not yet been sentenced? No, ma'am. In that federal conviction, you pled guilty pursuant to a plea agreement to Court 3 in your indictment, charging you with the use of a firearm in furtherance of a crime of violence, which resulted in the death of Christopher Smith. Is that right? Yes, ma'am. And on that conviction, you face up to life imprisonment? Yes, ma'am. All right. And you are cooperating today in reference to your plea agreement in the hopes of getting less than a life sentence? Yes, ma'am. You have cooperated in your own case too, right? Yes, ma'am. Let's talk about the case you're on right now. It was essentially a murder for hire? Yes, it was. Who was the victim in that case? A guy named Christopher Smith. Did he have a nickname? Called him Tiger. Right. He was killed on November 21st, 2010? Yes, he was. Essentially, what was your role in the murder of Tiger? What role did you play? Middleman that introduced Walter Porter to Mrs. Bates, the guy who had the money. Let's break this down a little bit. You were the middleman. Did you actually pull the trigger and shoot and kill Christopher Smith directly? No, I was not the trigger man. All right. Were you on the scene when Christopher Smith was killed? No, I was not. You mentioned the name Nemesis Bates. Who is Nemesis Bates, and what was his involvement in the murder of Christopher Smith? He was the one who wanted Christopher Smith dead, so he paid $20,000. Right. You mentioned Walter Porter. What was Walter Porter's role in the killing of Christopher Smith? He was a trigger man. Did you know Walter Porter before you got involved with the Christopher Smith killing? Yes, I did. How do you know Walter Porter? He is from my neighborhood, Uptown. And what would you call your neighborhood? The 13th Ward. How did you know Nemesis Bates? I knew him through an associate, another friend. At the end of the day, did Nemesis Bates pay you and Walter Porter for killing Christopher Smith? Yes, he did. How much money did you and Walter Porter get together? $20,000. After Christopher Smith was killed, did Nemesis Bates immediately pay you $20,000? No, he didn't. What did he pay you all? He paid us different payments, but he paid us $2,000 first, then he paid us $10,000, then he paid us $8,000. After he paid you that initial payment of $2,000, did he provide you guys with anything as collateral for the rest of the payment? Yeah, he provided us cars. It was a Mercedes-Benz and a Corvette. Right. Who primarily drove the Mercedes-Benz? Mooney drove the Mercedes-Benz. Walter Porter drove the Mercedes-Benz. I drove the Corvette. At any time, did Nemesis Bates rent cars for either you or Walter Porter? He rented one for Mooney. Do you remember what type of car he rented? It was a Camry. What color was that Camry? It was a red Camry with a New Jersey license plate. Approximately in time frame, if the killing happened on November 21st, 2010, how many days after the killing did Nemesis Bates rent Walter Porter a car? After the killing? Yes. The next day. The next day, I believe. Close in time? Yes, the next day. Eventually, you got paid the full $20,000 payment? Yes. Now, you had kind of testified in various court hearings on the matter before. Had you had an opportunity to review your phone records in that case? Yes. Was there lots of phone records between you and Nemesis Bates? Yes. Were there also lots of phone calls between you and Walter Porter? Yes. Now, you stated that you were the middleman and that Walter Porter was the triggerman in the killing of Christopher Smith? Yes, ma'am. After he shot and killed Christopher Smith, did Walter Porter ever make a phone call to you? Yes. What did he say to you in that phone call? The exact words? Sure. Or, sure. Real good. Tell that bitch to have my fucking money. What did that mean to you? That he killed him. It was over with, you know. Tell the dude to have the money for us, you know. And when he said that he owed us, tell that bitch to have my money, who was he referring to in that phone call? Talking about Nemo, Nemesis Bates. Okay. And did you, in fact, make a call to Nemesis Bates? Yes. And tell him what happened? Yes. Now, that is not the only instance in which you somewhat acted as a middleman involving a killing that Walter Porter committed. Is that correct? Yes. You stated you knew Walter Porter from the neighborhood. How long have you known Walter Porter for? Since probably 2006, 2007. How old would you have been around then? 21, 22 years old. Did you ever know Walter Porter to have a legitimate job? I heard he worked at Bow Brothers. That was like a while back. Would that have been for an extended period of time? I never seen him working over there, but I heard he worked at Bow Brothers. Who were some of the other people that were from the 13th Ward, your neighborhood? BG, Fetty, Mike D, Warren, Bino. They got a lot of people from the 13th. You said BG. Is he a rapper? Yeah, he a rapper. Do you know his real name? Christopher Dorsey.